Good afternoon, everybody. Today is February 24th, 2015, and welcome to our live market analysis for the US Canadian today. I'm the Chief Technical Analyst here at HyperFX Academy, and I'll be walking you through some of the trade setups that occurred during the US session today. Now, usually we look at a major currency pair like the Euro USD or the British Pound versus US dollar, but I thought it'd be a great idea to use this strategy on a different chart today, and we traded the US CAD. And the actual movement on the US Canadian was actually phenomenal today. The chart moved really well and there were some great entries. So I'll be pointing some of the setups that occurred using the our strategy, the Renko strategy, with the angled and horizontal trend lines on the US versus Canadian dollar today. Now, we are using a 5-pip Renko chart, which what that means is each one of these bricks, they represent 5 pips in movement. So what I'll do is I'll start drawing out some of the setups that occurred today. Our first entry would have been this trade here. And we had our first sell signal at this point right here. It was a great move. It went for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 pips. And actually there's a lot of good trading opportunities on this chart specifically today. So I'll see if I can draw out 6 or 7 of the initial first entries that occurred during the morning hours of the US Canadian chart. We had a lot of news as well today, which helps when we're trying to scalp the market, because the market tends to move really well around news. Now, we don't recommend trading right after news, but once the market settles down, maybe 10-15 minutes after the news, you definitely want to take advantage of the volatility and get into some of these trades. So we had our first down trade there, our first up break there. The down trade went for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 pips. This up break went for 10 pips. And then we had our third signal of the day, which was this down break, and that went for 15 pips as well. So 3 easy trades to start off the day. And then we also had an up break at this location here. Now, what basically signals an entry? It's when we have a trend line, either angled or horizontal, and the price action, or a Renko brick, crosses this. If the brick closes on the upside of this trend line, then we have a buy signal. If it closes on the downside, we have a sell signal. So this is indicative of a nice buy entry here. And this was a great move. It went for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 pips. So 4 good signals right off the bat, and here is our 5th entry of the day, and this was one of the better trades. Let me just get rid of some of these trend lines here for you. And this was a great move. You can see it went for, I believe, over, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, about 70 pips. So that was a massive movement. Now, 70 pips, for those of you who are new to trading, if you're trading one standard lot, 70 pips is a $700 trade. And for those of you who are trading a larger account size and you're trading 10 standard lots, you can just do the multiplication yourself. That's a $7,000 trade. So we're talking about some serious profit potential here if you had taken advantage of the full movement. After that, we had some horizontal breaks, and now I'm just going to clarify again. We have angled trend lines when a blue dot is higher than the previous blue dot, but when a blue dot is lower than the previous blue dot, we don't use angled trend lines. We simply use a horizontal trend line. Okay, so you can see that the price action broke this trend line at this point here, and that signals another sell entry. So this was a decent move as well. It went for 5, 10, 15, 20 pips. And then we had an upside break at this location right here. And that was a great move as well. Another 5, 10, 15, 20 pips there. Now this red dot is higher than this red dot, so we don't use an angled trend line. We use a horizontal again, okay? And you can see that the price action broke that horizontal trend line at this point here. And that was, a 5, 10, 15 pip move as well. After that, we had a great downside break at this location here, and this was a great movement. Now, mind you, we did have a fake out at this up break here, you can see that this bar broke above the trend line at this location. But it's very important to remember that once you're in a trade and you get the opposite signal, you want to exit the initial trade and get into the opposite. You don't want to hang around waiting for the market to come around, because this could happen. You can clearly see that if you were in a buy position here, you'd be in a very bad and high drawdown situation. So once you do get an opposite signal, you definitely want to exit the initial trade and get in for the opposite. And this was a great sell entry. It went for over 120 pips. So I mean, that's a massive movement, and this just shows that some cross pairs are very great to trade as well, using this specific strategy of just using Renko bricks with horizontal and angled trend lines. So that's our market recap for today, guys. A great example of why you can use this strategy not only on the majors but cross pairs as well for massive profits. I'll be joining you again tomorrow afternoon with another market recap of another pair using our Renko chart with horizontal and angled trend lines. Again, the zigzag indicator and the market hours indicator can be downloaded. Just check for the links in our description. And thank you again for tuning in. I'll be joining you again tomorrow.